Welcome everyone to Dragon Quest FM, where we talk about and obsess over Dragon Quest. I'm Austin,
I'm BJ.
and this week we're just having kind of a short catch-up episode.
Yeah,
We missed last week because of stuff going on in BJ's house and also stuff going on in my
yeah.
house with work and loud noises. There were jackhammers in my house, and I did not appreciate it
Like actually
at all.
inside the house. Oh wow, they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to tear up tile though. That was the thing. They were tearing up tile in yours.
It was like growl, yeah,
Yeah,
and everything. So they were like really. Yeah, it was loud.
nice. That
Anyway,
would be awful.
thankfully that's done, and it means we can record an episode this week. Um, Probably the biggest news, Smash Grow beta is going out right
Live.
now. I saw a lot of people that we know and are friends with getting into the beta, which is exciting.
It is.
I have
Unfortunately, neither of us got into the beta.
Neither of us got into it. You tried and got rejected.
Yep, I
Is
did.
that
They were like,
right?
unfortunately, no. And I woke up to that email too. It's like you always love waking up to rejection emails of any kind. Like it's like getting a job. I've gotten job applications like it dings in the morning. I'm like, oh, I got an email. I'll look, and it's like, unfortunately, we've gone. I'm like, same way with Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest did that to me this time. I
And it like
woke up
ruins your day.
and
Yeah.
ruins my day. It's like, oh, I wanted to play, so I didn't
Yep.
get it. You didn't even get to try because your phone was too old, right?
My phone is too old. Yeah, I think we've talked about this on the podcast before about how stingy I am with phones.
Yep.
Um, but I am. Yeah, like the I've had this phone since 2020, I believe. Maybe 2021, but I think it was 2020. So it's like a 5-year-old phone. It was too old, so I couldn't even
Yeah.
like try to get into the beta because my phone was too old. Um, And yeah, and the thing is that like the battery doesn't work very well, but it's like, I work from home. I, you
I
know,
know.
talk to my wife if she's away. I talk to you sometimes and like a couple of family members, but it's like
Yep.
my phone is just fine for what I need it to. And like my phone literally has to be falling apart before I replace it. Like
Like actually.
the one I had before this, the battery was like so dead, it would just cut off randomly, like the phone would. And I wouldn't know that my phone was dead, was like off. And then the one before that, had the buttons. It was so old that it was one of
Oh
those button
yeah, the
phones. This
buttons
is like
were.
because I keep phones for like 8 years.
He
So the one I
does.
had before that was like one of those touchy slide phones were in back then.
Yep.
Because this was like
I
2009
remember
probably.
that. And I remember you getting your first iPhone. You were so mad
I
that you
was.
couldn't get one that had physical anything on it. It was after every this was years after everyone had already migrated to the glass phones like we have. And Austin wanted one, and like y'all should have seen him. Y'all should have seen how angry he was at having to get an iPhone.
And it wasn't a very good iPhone. It was like one of those that was like blue. I can't
Yeah,
even
it was.
remember what generation
I
that
don't remember
was.
which one it was. It was when they had the plastic blue, like the 5Cs or something like that, maybe.
Something
But
like that. It was kind of a newer one when I got
mhm.
it, and it just I don't know. The batteries died really quick on it, and that little button phone I had though, that was like that one lasted forever. The buttons would fall off, and I would stick the
Just put them
buttons
back
back
in.
on it and just keep using it. Yeah, because I was just like, whatever. I don't know. It's
Wow.
just yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
but you
don't care
don't.
that
So
much
you kept this,
about phones.
and this time it kept you away from Dragon Quest. So maybe it's a sign that you need to be able to get a new generation of phone to keep for another 6 years.
I don't know if that's the case because Smash Grow, it's a mobile game. I don't really play mobile games. And then it's also a roguelite, which
Mm.
is kind of a knock against it. The I've not been following it super closely, but I know a couple of people um that I'm friends with, play Dragon Quest that got
Yeah,
in whose opinions I respect have not been overwhelmingly positive about it. Like
oh
I've kind of
man.
asked them and they're like, "Yeah, it's a mobile game. It's a mobile game and it's a roguelite. And so I think it's probably about what you would expect. I think it's
Yeah,
probably just like an average mobile game that is
yeah,
cashing in on the Dragon Quest namesake more than some like massively cool new dealio.
yeah. So it's not something that's going to catch on like Genshin Impact for sure. where it's going to be sad we can't play it right now. I'll definitely play it
I
when it
don't think
comes
so.
out, like when it releases in the wild, in the wild, when it actually goes live and you can get it widely. I'll give it a shot, of course, but it'll probably be like a lot of the others, like Die or Tact or any of those, where it won't keep my attention for very long, just because I don't play a lot of mobile games either.
I don't actually know. I don't think I'll be able to play it because I think my phone is legitimately too old. I don't know if I can download and play it,
You may not be
which
able to.
which is fine. You can tell me about it. The people I'm talking to right now can tell me about it, and I can just experience it that way because it's like I've generally like I really like Dragon Quest of the Stars. I had fun with that one.
Yeah, that one was fun.
I love DQ Tact. And I played
It's
DQ
very
Tact
good.
longer than probably any mobile game. Like I was still
Hmm.
playing it like I remember the first or second Halloween event they did. Like I was still playing it and it'd been out for I want to say like a year at that point. And I
Right.
was still playing it and doing the Halloween event. And that's how I knew like, oh, I do kind of like this game. But then it was just kind of like, I skipped a day or two and then got out of the
Yep.
habit and then just never went back to it. And then phone memory is kind of a contentious point with me because I run out of memory, but I have like videos and photos of my kids, right? And so it's kind
Right.
of like, do I keep this game downloaded or do I delete photos? And so I delete the games, and I refuse to give Apple money
I
for
was about
more
to say,
cloud
why don't you just
storage.
back them up like
I've used
every
up
other person?
I've used up my Google to like 15 gigs Google gives you for free, and I'm like, no, I'm not paying for it. Um, I've got a plan to create an alternate Gmail account so that I can just have 15 more free gigs and just keep up like Austin Family Photos 1 at gmail.com.
It
Austin Family
genuinely
Photos,
costs $2 a month, just so you know. Like that's how much it
well,
costs to upgrade to be able to back your stuff up
on Apple, yeah.
on Google.
Grace has that on Apple for a buck 99 and is already full on that space. And it keeps telling her she needs to upgrade her cloud storage further. And that's how they get you. And I'm not doing it. I refuse. I'm gonna
See,
I'm gonna make 100 free Gmail accounts and just have like Austin Family Photos 2025 and then 15 gigs of photos from the year. Austin Photos 2026. That's how I'm going to do it.
yeah,
I've
man.
already told Grace my plan and now I'm spoiling it for everyone.
For
But
everyone, I've just gone ahead and paid the couple of bucks a month on Apple and on Google. So it's like
yeah.
I'm a sucker, but I also prefer convenience. I will pay that $5 a month to be able to not deal with it. Just like I'll pay for the printing thing. Like HP has this stupid thing where you pay like $5 a month for like 50 pages of printing, but they also always keep you in ink and color and ink and everything. And it's cheaper over a year to pay for that and print if you don't print like an absurd amount. It's cheaper to
Yeah.
pay for that than to buy a single ink cartridge.
Um
Because when I went and looked, it was like 50 or $60 for a cartridge for the printer I have. And I'm just
see
like, I'm not going to do this. And so
if
I'll
it
pay like $5 a month, even though it limits me to a certain number of pages.
and if it saves you money, that's fine. My problem is I don't like being nickel and dimed for things and like making me charging me $2 a month, $5 a month, whatever tier you need it on for like photo storage or whatever, like space. I'm just like, no, I it's the principle of the thing. I'm like, I
You you have a list, so I
I
mean, this is not new to me that you react this way to very different kinds of situations. Like,
I just refuse. Yeah, and it's not like I can't afford the $2 a month. It's just like I would rather use that $2 a month on I don't know what. It's $2. It doesn't buy like anything now.
you'll literally buy a quarter of a taco at Taco Bell, then back up photos of your children.
That's true. I don't even think $2 once you factor in tax. I don't even think just $2 would buy a taco
A quarter of a
because
taco.
but I'm thinking like tacos at Taco Bell, like you could get like a bean burrito for like a buck 89, but then
Yeah,
you'd have to
but
pay tax
taxes,
on it, and I
you
think
wouldn't
it
be
might
able to
push
get
it
it for.
over past $2.
Yeah, it's true. You couldn't even get a burrito, bean burrito, and bean burritos are kind of like the lowest common
But
denominator
it
of
adds
things at
up.
Taco Bell. Yeah,
But it adds up. By the end of the year, I have like $24, and that realistically could buy like a video game that's been out for a year.
it's true. You could buy Silk Song by not upgrading your by not backing up photos of your children.
Yeah. So it's like, and here's the thing, like I know deep down that it's kind of irrational, but like I still
I get it.
refuse. Like
I,
I just won't do it.
I pushed against it very hard until it became more trouble than it was worth to me to just go ahead and be like, yeah, I'm not going to delete any more of my. It was Drive that did it. I actually filled up on Drive storage of documents and things I had backed up, and actual storage, not just photos and everything. And that's what got me, because I was having to delete things that I wanted to keep, and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to pay the $2, and that's how they got me. Like that was, but it was, I was
That
the same way for a long time actually.
that's what's happened with Grace's phone, but then now she's used up too much of that space, so now it's like for $5 more a month, we'll give you, more. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just kind of like, but she goes through it, she goes through to go delete photos, and it's like, oh, I have an 8-minute video of just like the floor because the kids had her phone and were playing with it. And so it's
Oh,
like she deletes an 8-minute video of the floor and suddenly she has space.
right.
So
Like that's,
so it's that kind of thing. Yeah. But anyway, I doubt that I'll play Smash Bros. Um, right now. If for people who are in the beta, like please do let us know what you
please
think
do.
about it, and whether it's positive, whether it's negative, whatever. I would like to hear more feedback on it, honestly, because there's I would say probably a handful comfortably of people that like I'm see that who I trust their opinions on, like their opinions. Um, I would trust, and like I've seen a handful of people, and for the most part, it seems kind of like what I was expecting, where it's like, yeah, it's fine. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it's fine, but I don't really feel like I need this
Yeah.
kind of sentiment for the most part. Um, and I think that makes sense. It's just
Yeah.
like I think at this point, that's what how most people feel about mobile games is
Yeah.
that it's kind of like I think when a mobile game gets announced, most people's expectations are generally low to
Much
mid.
lower.
Yeah.
Yeah, than it would be if this were, if Smash Bros were announced for the Switch 2, I would be so much more excited, even though if everything were exactly the same, I would be more excited for it on Switch 2 than I would be on mobile. Like
Yeah.
just it being a mobile only game automatically knocks it down a tier. Even if it were still like a gotcha game that you would have to play on Switch, there's something about being mobile that it, and I know it maybe it's stupid because mobile brings in an insane amount of money in terms of gaming industry, but I just don't. It's not even that I don't take them as seriously, because I do like playing some games on mobile, but it's like with a game like this, I don't know. It feels more like a stable platform game. I will play a roguelike on Switch or on PC, where if I see it as a mobile roguelike, I'm like, they're gonna do something with this. They're gonna this one's not gonna be one to stick around.
Yeah.
So, but I would still be able to download it on like the eShop.
I got you. Yeah, I I would play it if it were on Switch because I actually have, my Switch and a Switch too. So I would play it, but I don't know. I think it would probably be a similar situation for me where just it's a roguelite and it's kind of
Yeah.
like I do not like games like that. I and here's why. Here's why I don't like roguelites, however you want any kind of
Yep.
rogue-ish games. Um, I don't like I like progress and I like collecting things.
Right.
And those games, it's like you lose progress and you lose things.
Yeah.
And it's not what I like in games. It's like I want to you sit me down with like Dragon Quest 3 where I could go around and
Hmm.
befriend monsters for like hours on end and I'm like, "Heck yeah, you set me down with a Lego game and go away for like 6 hours and you come back and I'm just like as happy as can be because I'm
Yeah.
just like collecting things. And
But if you lose everything that you've collected when you die, or you reach a certain point, then that's where I'm not going to come back.
yeah,
That I want to have that progress maintained. And I know there are systems that you maintain different things in different games. Like I recognize that, but it's not fun. It feels bad to me.
yeah, I like having things, and so I don't like things resetting that way.
Hmm.
I like I like reaching the end of the game and feeling like a god where like my stats are all maxed up. I've collected like all these things
Yep.
that some of which don't even matter, but still it's like I have to have them and I need them. And So just those kind of like rogue games just don't work for me.
Yeah.
And I've tried playing them. And it's not even I get that part of the excitement is the challenge and the
Mhm.
difficulty in some of their cases, but it's just like I don't know, even some of the ones like Tornico that you and I played and did not like,
Yeah.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, some of the ones that I'm like, I like Dragon Quest. I like Pokemon. So it's kind of like, oh, I think I would probably like
Right.
I'd probably like these. If I'm gonna like a rogue game, this is what I would probably play, right? If I want a roguelike. And so I go and I play them and I'm like, nope, still don't like
Like
it.
still not.
Even if it's got my boy Tornico in it, or even if it's got,
Yep.
Squirtle running around, I'm still like, nope, this is not enough to keep me engaged.
Same for Chocobo Mystery Dungeon, that kind of thing too. I'm like, oh, I love Chocobos. It not enough to deal with everything that goes along with it. I'm the
Yeah.
same way. So I'm hoping that this game gets good reviews, and I'm hoping that it sticks around for a while for the people who like it. And I
Yeah.
hope that I actually haven't talked to anyone specifically about it yet. So
Mhm.
I'm both happy and sad that you have, because it's kind of, more of the same that we kind of expected. I'm hoping as the beta goes on and it gets into live, that more of it comes to light. Like, oh yeah, here's why it's a really good game. I'm really hoping this one can stick around, just because I want a Dragon Quest game to stick around on mobile and not automatically be something that gets canceled because it's underperforming or doesn't have enough player growth or something.
That's that's actually, I mean, it's not just Dragon Quest, but that's my problem with a lot of mobile games and also
Yeah.
just live service games in general, especially live service you have to pay for. Like I just straight up will not pay for live service games because I'm like,
Mm-mm.
okay, they're 2 years from now when the player count drops, it's like
Yep.
even if the company doesn't kill the game, it's like a dead game, right? Because you don't have enough
Yep.
people coming into the queues to allow you to play. And so I've always preferred single player, but especially just like as I get older and even ornerier, if you can
Mm-hmm.
believe it, I'm still just kind of like, no,
Yep. I get it. I'm the
I
same way with
there's
live service games.
and there's some games that I've really enjoyed. Like I played Genshin Impact for a couple of years, I played
Yeah.
it for a while because it felt very high quality. I could play it without having to spend money.
Yeah.
And but you could also play it pretty much solo.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would just, even though it's technically, I guess, live service and a mobile game, I just played it almost
Mm-hmm.
exclusively on my own solo. And I kind of, made an agreement with myself that like, hey, you're not going to spend money on this. Um, and I mean, I ended up actually spending money because Naomi
Yeah.
played Genshin Impact and subscribed to something, which is now why that stuff is password protected on my PS5. But at the time, I didn't think about it because
Yep.
I had never had to share a gaming system with a child,
Nope.
and
And it's something that I would have never thought of either until it's like, oh, look, we now owe Sony $80 for this subscription.
yeah, the 40-year old spent like I think it was like $10. It wasn't a lot of money,
Was it only
but
10 bucks? I've
but
seen some
still,
where they've always where like the young kids gone for the big tiers before.
I, she was like 4, and I think it was one of those things where it was like whatever the pass was in Genshin Impact.
Oh
And
yeah.
it asks you, it's like, hey, you can do this if you want to subscribe. I think she probably hit yes, because
Mm-hmm.
even at 4, she was starting to read already, but she
Yep.
couldn't read like everything. And so I think she probably knew to hit yes. And it wasn't password protected, so it's probably just like, are you sure? And she was like,
Yep.
yes. And then she got more coins and whatever and went through it. And then I got the charge, and it's kind of like, oh, well, you live, you
Yep. I
learn.
mean, that's not her spending $1,000 on cosmetics by accident or anything, not realizing she was
Right.
buying with real money.
Yes, exactly
That
that. Um, But anyway, for all those people who are playing Dragon Quest Smash Bros., please let us know what you think. We just wanted to, since we were out last week, we just wanted to record up a really kind of short
yep.
episode here to give you guys something to listen to. But also, I mean, we have DQ 1+2 Remake coming out really soon, so we'll be talking about that at the end of the month.
Yep.
Halloween's also coming up, and I don't want to say it here, but after we stop recording, I want to tell you my idea because I have a fun
All right.
idea for a Halloween episode this year.
Okay.
So that can be a teaser for everybody. But thank you guys for listening. You can chat with us on Twitter and Blue Sky at Dragon Quest FM. If you want to chat with me, you can find me at those places at Dragon Questin.
And you can find me on Blue Sky at bjkgames.com, on Twitter at bjkgames. And you can always support the podcast by going to patreon.com/DragonQuestFM and listen to our mini-sodes that we do every week. There are probably 90 to 100 different mini episodes between the ones we're currently doing and Austin's quarantine cast from way back in the day. So if you want a lot more Dragon Quest FM, go to patreon.com/Dragon Quest FM and get you some. I'll talk to you guys next week.
Thanks, everybody. See you
Bye.
next week. Bye.